Okay. So, yes, good afternoon to everyone, and hope you had a good lunch. And yeah, welcome to Atma webinars. I'm Vaishali, and I'm a senior consultant at Atma. And Atma has been running since 2007, and we work in organization development and building capacities for NGOs. And the Atma webinar series started in 2017. It's a platform where speakers like Mandar share practical experiences and knowledge to benefit all of us in the sector. We cover various OD areas like HR, finance, fundraising, communications, everything. You can find all our past webinars on our YouTube channel, like by playlist. So please do check that out. And like I mentioned, we are accepting applications for our cohort 3 for uh, one of our common minimum programs called the FOI. So it's a year-long capacity building program. So please do look at that. I'm sharing the link in the chat now. And yes, I'm going to start. Okay, hold on one second. Yes. And we are very excited for today's webinar. And I think it's one of the coolest topics we've had so far. And as you all mentioned in the registration report, we know that many of you are eager and also you want to know about the concept itself. So I will quickly introduce Mandar and then we can get started. So Mandar has been working as a communications consultant from 2014 and till date has helped more than 100 brands with their communication strategy, SEO, and content marketing. He has worked with organizations of different sizes, from fast-growing startups to leading MNCs. And he's also a two-time TEDx speaker, has authored 4 books, and conducts training programs for premier education institutions and corporations. He's also the co-founder of Baithak Foundation, which is based in Pune, that's working towards creating a society with equitable music access. He is a musician and a singer, and a very good one. Yes, and this is what they do. And we're very happy that they're also part of one of Atma's programs, the Atmanirbhar Grant. And yeah, really, really excited to have you here, Mandar, and thank you so much. Just a couple of things before I hand it over to you for the audience. Please feel free to put your questions in the chat box. And we will we do our best to answer all the questions possible. There will be a separate Q&A time as well towards the end. But keep your questions coming in through the chat. It helps us keep the webinar interactive as well. और अगर किसी को यहाँ पर हिंदी या मराठी में क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं, आप पूछ सकते हैं. जो वेबिनार है वो इंग्लिश और हिंदी मिक्स रहेगा, बस ज्यादातर इंग्लिश में रहेगा क्योंकि हमारे बहुत सारे साथी हैं जो हिंदी नहीं जानते होंगे. तो मंदार, इफ यू कैन कीप अ मिक्स, दैट विल बी ग्रेट. बट अगर आपको कोई भी क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए हिंदी में या कोई अनुवाद की जरूरत है तो आप प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में लिखिए और आत्मा की टीम से हम आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे. And yes, that's it. And Mandar, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vaishali. You had thrown this idea a long time back, and finally it's materializing. So I'm very happy, and thank you everyone for being here. I think I'll start by stating a fact which can be comforting and discomforting at the same time. I haven't learned SEO formally. So I think the good side is it means anyone can actually learn it and start doing it. Discomforting is you might question whether I know it well. I think we will find that out. So that's not a problem. But I think that's the first thing that I would like to say, that it's a thing like writing. Anyone can pick up writing, anyone can learn the language, anyone can learn a new game, a skill. SEO is just like that. And we are going to understand it in a very simple, straightforward manner today. As Vaishali has said, let's try to keep it very interactive. Please, put your questions in the chat box. Feel free to ask any questions. Don't worry about, if you think they will be very basic, very complex, whatever. If I can answer them, I will be most happy to do that. And I think without much delay, let's just hit the topic. Yeah, I have a very short presentation made. So I will share that, and then my screen is visible, right? Okay, let me know at any point, if screen is not visible, or there is a delay, lag, anything. Perfect. So, see, the basic idea of doing search engine optimization for your website is to get organic traffic to your website. There are multiple sources of traffic. You can get traffic through your links being listed on other website. Like in directories, you can have your links. You can have your web link listed on someone else's website, and people come from there. People can just directly type your website. If you're a very famous organization, people will just say they will type and they will come directly to your website. You can have paid traffic also to your website, and other, there is social media, there is email marketing. One of these sources of traffic is organic traffic. I'm stating this because we don't want to focus just on organic traffic. So whenever we are talking about SEO, we have to keep it in mind that it's a subset of many other things. It's not the entire game. That being said, it contributes very significantly to your overall game, and it has lots of advantages of its own. Having good robust SEO will give you organic traffic which is free, coming again and again over the period, highly relevant. People are finding you, you are not going after them, so there's lots of benefits. That is one part. Second thing is, whenever we talk about search engine optimization, we are primarily talking about optimizing for Google in a way. Because as you can see in the right hand side chart, Google controls more than 90% of the market. Although it might change very quickly, with this whole generative AI and then OpenAI coming up with their search tool and all of that. But as of now, things stand like this, that majority of market is captured by Google, and then Bing and other these companies have single digit shares, fraction worth shares. So primarily we will be talking about Google and how to optimize, because we all know we use Google more often than any other search engine. Okay, now before we come to the core of how we do SEO and how to do it, it's very important to understand that what we see on the website is not what a search engine will see on the website. Like, to give you an example, if I just put this Atma logo, let's say here, the search engine doesn't know this is logo of an organization called Atma. So we have to tell it specifically what this image is about, and only then it will know. Or this part, for instance, enabling NGOs towards sustainability and growth. This is for humans. Search engines cannot read this in a way. Or they will read the entire text, but they won't be able to distinguish which is most important text on this page. What is the title of this page? What is the description of this page? And all these things. So we see the website like this, but any search engine will see the website like this. So there is lines and lines of codes, HTML, CSS. There are, if you use JavaScript, there will be a lot of script at the back. And you will see that there are these some meta properties called description is there. You can see, description. There will be a title tag also somewhere in this page. So see, here comes the title. So because of this tag, Google will know that this is the title of the page. And ideally it has to go inside meta. Only then Google will understand that it's a meta tag. So Google reads the website through meta tags. Yeah, so there is description, there is title, there is important key phrase, and all those things you will have to put on your website. how to put, where to put, we'll come to that part. The point is that just designing a website for humans won't ensure that it is readable by search engines. Like, to give you an example, uh, I was just doing some research and I came on, let's say, Dasra's website. I hope you can see my browser. And so now, how do you find this out on your website? So you just have to go to your website. You have to right click and you will see this tab, which says view page source. And this is the source of this entire page at the back. Now, if I do find, and if I search for meta tags, very interestingly, they don't have meta title, meta description. It's not there. The point that I'm trying to make is, now this website, for instance, search engine will not easily understand what this website is about. But search engine is still indexing this website. Okay, so what is indexing? So to again clarify that out, if I just Google, let's say, Dasra, it comes. This means that if this website is indexed, that's why it is appearing in the search result. The point that I'm trying to make is that one thing is you need this at the back. Second thing is, this is not the only thing that you need. If your other markers are very strong, you can even do with poor SEO. That's not the problem. But for that, you have to be really big. Like, I've seen websites of many huge companies or many huge not-for-profits. They don't have good SEO, but they still rank because there are so many people talking about them. There is media coverage. They talk about links to their website. So these are multiple aspects which build your SEO. Another important thing to note is that, since you are all from social sector, this example will relate. Like, when you start a not-for-profit organization, many people will say, okay, get your ATG and you will get a lot of funding. And with that hope, we do the ATG and we realize that no one gives money just because you have ATG. In same way, just having these keywords in the back end, it will serve some value. It is basically like you putting a nameplate to every page. But that won't bring a lot of traffic. If someone searches for those exact keywords and if there is not much competition, there is a slight chance that you will rank. Yeah, so it's highly complex thing in a way. There are many factors which come into play, and we are going to tackle all of them to certain extent in a very simple manner without making it very complex. Okay, so this is how basically a search engine will function. Or with your website also, you publish a page. Now, any search engine will have a large number of robots or crawlers who keep crawling the web pages. From one website, they will go to all the pages. If there are any links on that website, they will go to those links. Any links there, they will go to, and like that, they spread all across. So every website will visit the crawlers at a particular frequency. You can also find it out, whether they are visiting your website or not, when did they visit you last. All of that can be found out. I will show you how and where. But the thing is, when you publish your content, in a few days, for sure, it will get crawled. Then what Google will do is Google will decide what is the ranking of that page based on numerous factors, okay, which will be like, what is the overall credibility of your website in general, what is quality of that piece of content, how people are engaging with that content, how much time they are spending. Once they go there, are they immediately coming back, they're staying there? All of that will get tracked, and many more factors. The number of parameters goes in hundreds, based on which your rank will be populated, which is not a fixed rank. It will be made live. But if Google senses that other pages are getting better response or your page is getting better response, it will keep modifying your rankings accordingly. Freshness of content is a parameter. For instance, Google will prioritize freshness of the content if it senses that user wants fresh content. Yeah, like there are many like latest SEO tips. So it's very likely that Google will give you articles that are published in like last 2-3 months, and it won't show you articles before that at the top. So tons of factors, and then based on that, at any given point, your website will rank at any given place. A very good exercise to do, at the beginning, is to just see all of us will have small websites, excluding some very big organizations. Even for big organizations, try to map out 15 to 20 very critical pages for your website. For instance, your homepage is very critical page. Your project pages are very critical pages. About page is critical page. If you have resources, they are very critical pages. If you have a donate section, donate page, donate link, that is a critical section. And just try to see where do they appear for whatever keywords you have in your mind for your offering or for your domain. And that will give, and see who is ranking first, and that will give you a lot of insights about how people are doing it in your very specific niche domain. It's good to have all this data, because to build your SEO strategy you will need a lot of groundwork. Yeah, so I will come to that part also, what all needs to go into it. Any questions so far? Vaishali, let me know if
There is one question
uh-huh.
from Vikram. Won't every website be indexed? If you write the website name, it would come up, right? So automatically index.
Yeah. So see, the catch is
That's one question.
okay. Is there anything more, or should I answer this?
No, as of now, this is the
Okay.
question.
Okay. So see, the thing is that many
Sorry,
times.
my internet is a bit bad. One second.
Huh. Okay, I'll go on till she gets back. So many times you will hire someone to build a website, like an agency, or maybe you hire a freelancer. And when the website is in the making, they will specifically tell robots not to index your website because it is in the making. And you won't believe it, but I have seen it happening many times that the website goes live, but they don't remove those tags, and the website still remains unindexed for a few months, for 1 year, and then people start asking question ki why I'm not getting any traffic. Then they will find out you ki, oh, okay. uh, Simple way to find out whether your website is being indexed or not is basically, let's say our website is baithak.org. So simply just put site hyphen and your website's link. If you get pages on your website here, now I will get only pages on my website, okay, on this domain and its subdomains. This is the easiest way to find out ki, okay, this website is indexed. If your website is not indexed, you won't get any results in this. Yeah. And here also, like for example, if you want to find out from here, no, this is not a good example. Let's go to some other website. Any website you would like to suggest?
Would anyone like to suggest their website? Okay.
Yeah.
Vikram is saying
IT
Atma's website.
schools.
Amurga.org.
There's also xrf.net.in. Also, you can add.
Ektari?
.org, Kakura Motor Society.org.
You can write.
Okay, lot of names are coming up.
Actually, you tell one. I'll let you pick.
Okay, I'm just going to pick up like the first one that came in, hrf.net.in.
Okay.
But you
Yeah.
can all do the same exercise, right?
Yeah. For you. This is your website. I do the same thing. Right click, view page source. Okay. And I go to find. And then I say, see, now you have font is Roboto, which is not what we want. So we don't want Roboto robots. See, this is what we want. So these are instructions that are for bots. Yeah. And here there will be a command, index true or false. So it's a long line of code basically, but this is where you have to give instruction to your robots. So many times, it will not be specifically given also. Like here also, you don't have any specific instruction, but since you don't have a negative tab, it's getting indexed. Yeah, but if you now look for, let's say, meta tags, this is where you will, uh, just a minute, I'll refresh this because it's a tedious work. You have to, but I don't think you also have meta title and description on your website. That's you should get it fixed. Ideally, it should come right on the top. Yeah, I'll tell you how to get. Sorry, yeah.
Sir, could you repeat this once again?
Yeah. So see, the basic point is that for a website, for your website to get indexed, Google should know what your website is about. That is first thing. Okay. For example, here you are saying this is website for human rights advocacy and research foundation. Now you have to also tell search engine that this is what this website is about. So in your in this page's title, and which is your home page, the title tag should mention this as the title. Then search engine will know, okay, this is the title of this page. Okay. Now just title is not enough. Like for instance, if you saw my presentation, it says Seed Shower. That is name of my consulting firm. It doesn't tell Google what seed shower is about. It can also be a product, which can shower seeds in your farm so that you get better crop. Or it can be a consulting firm which says ideas are like seed and shower is like abundance. So how do you tell Google what seed shower you mean by seed shower? That's where you have to put the description. And when those tags are put here, you can see and search them here. Okay. See, one more important thing to remember is that if you think this is too much of a complexity for you, even doing this part, it can be get done very quickly at very, very little cost, you from some freelancer or something. But the important point is you should know what is to be done. Otherwise, it will not work. So what we'll do is we'll go through the entire process. I'll take you through all the steps. As I said, some of them might appear a bit complex initially. And then you can ask your questions and we can find out what are the ways of getting it done. For someone having everything in-house can work. For someone having some parts outsourced can work. So different approaches for different organizations. Yeah.
So, Mandar, both Shaunak and Jyoti have some questions regarding this. One, I'll take the latest one. Jyoti is asking, once we update these details in meta tag, will Google automatically pick up these, or do we have to specifically invoke Google to do this?
So if your site is getting indexed, Google will automatically pick it up. You don't need to. So one thing to remember is search engines are becoming very intelligent now. And that's why you see, even if there is no meta tag, Google can understand in a way, it can figure out. So it will pick it up automatically. So you don't have to worry about that unless your domain is blacklisted, unless you have told Google, "Ki, don't index my website," which rarely happens.
And Shaunak is asking if this is showing only for homepage, right?
Huh.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is only
this
for
was
homepage.
sorry. This was only
Yeah.
for the source code exercise that you showed. That what was came on the screen was only for the homepage, right? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to do this for every page, huh? And that is where it becomes complex. Like, let's say if you have 100 pages on your website, and out of those 100 pages, let's say 20 pages are some pages are very transactional pages. Like you have a contact form on a page, let's say. You don't want that page to get indexed for a query. But let's say you have a project on early childhood capacity building, let's say, that you want to rank. So for those pages, let's say you identify those 15-20 pages, you will have to do this separately. Another common mistake is that, when people say, okay, we have to input these meta tags on the website, they will input same tags on every page of the website, which is again not recommended. It's not a good practice because your pages are competing against each other, basically, and you are diluting the uh, competitive advantage of each of your page. So you will have to think very thoughtfully about how do you want to position your home page versus how do you want to position your about page. If you position them in same manner with same keywords, it's not going to work. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying first step is make a nice Excel of all the pages on your website, and you have this clarity that what is this page for, on your website, why does this page exist, and what value it adds to your user. Because ultimately Google, of course, they want to earn their ads revenue and they want to do all of that. That's fine, but they also know that they have to give users very good experience. So why does Google keep coming up with all these algorithms, modifying them? Is because they want people to find relevant content very quickly. Yeah. So any questions? Like Vaishali, I think it would be
Yeah.
best. Uh, yeah.
Yes, yes. There's one more from Pragya. What should one do if your website is not indexed, if no results come up when you type uh, what you just shared, like site? I think you're supposed to type site, Pragya, and not website.
Just site and
Yes, site colon and then your website's name.
yeah.
Yes, Somnath, you can ask your query directly, definitely.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Am I audible properly?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Somnath this side from Grassroots Research and Advocacy Movement. It's GRAM. So, thank you so much for lighting on the particular part that if you are trying to focus on our website name or the headline
Yeah. Yeah.
or the title you specifically mentioned. But my query is that being an NPO, being an think tank as well, as we are working on several thematical areas. And
Right.
and we want that whenever anyone, I mean, the human will type any of our thematical area, we want our website name comes in the top. So
Right.
the first point you focused on the, title of the website. But instead of the title of the website, if we want any of our thematical areas, whenever it will come, our website should come in the first tag or
Yeah.
second tag. Then
Yeah.
what are the
Yeah.
procedure or formalities?
Perfect. So there are two answers to your question, and they're not either or, both things are there. Okay. One is that you will have to create a separate page for every thematic area that you have. And then you will have to input those keywords on those respective pages for that particular thematic program. Got it? So as I said, like for example, let's go to this website, for instance. So this is their home page. And let's say that in under interventions, let's say you have all your thematic areas. So now all of these are separate pages on your website. And when you come to this page, for instance, you have to do the same process. You have to find out, you have to have a separate title, you have to have a separate description, you have to have a separate focus key phrase for this page as well. So that is the thing, that's what you will have to do. You will have to do it page by page basis. Your keywords will change based on your offering, based on your thematic area, based on what that page is built for. That is one part.
Okay.
Second thing
Thank you.
is, most welcome. Just as I said, just inputting those keywords is like putting a nameplate on your house. To get traffic to your house, you need to put a very big hoarding somewhere, or you will have to do some efforts. The thing is that when you choose, let's say, any particular thematic area, there will be many other organizations who are also working on same themes. Many of them will have their own websites, they will have their own content which is probably older content than you, and probably they might have done good amount of SEO already, and so the point is, just having these keywords won't ensure that you will automatically start ranking. You will rank somewhere. You can rank on either first page or fifth page or 15th page, depending on then how Google sees you fare, for that particular keyword. To improve there, you will have to work on a lot of things, which go on from improving your website's loading speed and mobile friendliness to actual quality of content and readability of the content and all such parameters. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Vaishali. Uh-huh.
Sir, if the content is
Answer.
being managed by somebody else, so if we make an Excel of
And
each page and the keyword, so does that, and providing them, does that help?
Yeah, as I said, if you have just normal content on your website and keywords, you will be among many other players for that particular keyword. It won't mean that you will rank either first or even on first page. For that, you will have to take a lot of effort. You will have to. So, and that is the point that I want to make. If don't focus a lot on SEO. SEO is just a means of getting found. What is very important is, do you have content which people want to read and which people want to find out? That is very, very important. If you have good content, then you can beat others even with average SEO. That doesn't matter. But if you don't have good content, even high quality, top notch SEO is not going to help. Yeah, so that's why I say that whenever you talk about SEO, you have to work a lot about entire content machinery within your organization. And we'll come to that part, during our presentation.
awesome.
Yeah. I'll proceed through this, and maybe if there are more questions, we can pause again after 15-20 minutes. Yeah. Always remember, that this entire process that we saw, that you publish a page, it gets crawled, it gets ranked, then indexed, then displayed in search results. There are lots of do's and don'ts at each of these steps. Okay. And search engine will determine your ranking based on whether you follow those do's or don'ts or not. Like, to give you an example, having right tags on your pages is a do. You should have title, description, and all those tags. Having good quality content is a do. But just because you want to rank for a particular keyword, creating irrelevant content and just stuffing that keyword into that content is a don't. It used to work earlier, like, for example, if I created a 5,000 word write up with early childhood care coming 1,000 times in it, I will rank on the top. It doesn't happen anymore. Actually your ranking will get suffered. Like you will be penalized for doing something like that. So for every step you have to follow the best practices, and you have to avoid uh, what is not considered as a good practice. When it comes to crawling, for instance, the good practice is that your website is indexable. You have good website architecture. Yeah, like for example, Graham mentioned about their thematic areas. Every organization will have some focus programs and projects. Now, every website also has a link ka structure. Okay, so to show you what is a link structure, and since it's very important for SEO, let's give it some time here. Okay, so for example, since we have taken this website, this is the home page. If you see the URL in the bar, href.net.in. If I come on training, it is titled as href.net.in/institute. Now, ideally, your page titles should match with your URL uh, slugs also. So yeah. Then let's say in training, there is coastal rights. Now, what they have done is, it doesn't go to href.net.in/institute/coastal rights. It's directly coming to coastal rights training, which is a good thing to do, because ultimately they want people to come here. So this is a good link architecture you have to maintain. So the important pages, so we can safely say this is level 1 page. Your home page is level 1. All the pages here, they are level 2 pages, because after slash it is coming. Yeah, so these are all level 2 pages. Now they have kept their program pages also at like these pages also at level 2, which is a good thing to do, because that's how search engines will crawl their website. If I come to their intervention, that is also at second level. They have not added this extra slash interventions, then slash custodial justice. So all of this will matter in how your website is getting indexed and all of that. So these are good practices from crawling point of view. You make your website very easy to crawl. You don't make it sub pages, sub pages, sub pages, and then link them back here and there. Yeah. Then ranking point of now, this whole area, that how does Google rank a website? This needs a lot of continuous research, because as I said, there are hundreds of parameters which come into play. But I don't want any of you to spend a lot of time reading those parameters, because they get changed daily also. So we will address that issue later, what are those do's and don'ts. But one most important thing is, don't do anything just to get traffic. Yeah, always prioritize user experience, and always prioritize the quality of your content and how user will arrive on your website. And after that, ensure that the hygiene factors are in place, that you have good architecture, you have all the meta tags in place, this, that, your site is getting indexed. And that should be good for all of us. We don't need anything beyond that. Okay, but avoid malicious practices, like buying links. Many people still do it, it doesn't work. So yeah, so these are some points to keep in mind. Search engines are becoming very smart, and soon there will be a point when SEO will be almost dead. Like you won't even need to do SEO. You just create a good website, and Google will automatically decide what to do with it, how to rank it, where to rank it. Yeah. Then as I said, there are many keywords which can come in many contexts. Like for example, we discussed seed shower. It can come in agricultural context also and consulting context also. Earlier, we used to do some edits in the text. so that search engines could build that context. But now, as these LLMs become more and more sophisticated, that also is happening pretty much on the part of search engines. They will pretty much figure out, even though it says seed shower, it's not a farming related website. They will figure it out. Yeah, focus more on what you want to say rather than keywords. Generally, whenever you start with your SEO, the advice someone will give you is to make a list of keywords that you want to target. And then start writing. I would say that is a very, very bad strategy to implement. Okay? Because firstly, whatever keywords they will give you, I will show you and later how to get those keywords also. They will give you like 400, 500 keywords. If you hire an agency, they will just put up one keyword on Google Ads, and Google Ads will give you an Excel sheet of 500, 600 keywords. And then your agency will share we did keyword research, and these are the keywords. Okay. Then from those keywords, they will be very confusing because many times people type wrongly. Like, for example, Atma accelerator, people will many times type ATMAACLTR, let's say. And it will give you that as a suggested keyword because many people are typing it. But you will have to do a lot of thinking. Okay, people are typing, but do I have to capture that keyword or not? Yeah. So if you start from keywords, you begin by compromising and you also begin by manipulating. Rather, what you should do is identify these are 5 things that we should always talk about. Like, for example, at Baithak, we say access to music or transformational power of traditional music is something that we should always talk about, no matter what. There are very few people who are searching for those things. And see, one thing to also understand is that no one is going to write a check just because they type a query on Google and they come to your website and they see, yeah, correct, I searched for let's say malnourishment, and they do the work in nourishment, and I'm going to fund them. So don't look at SEO. So first question to answer is, why do you want to do SEO for your website? That is very important, and that will bring a lot of clarity in your SEO strategy. Okay. And I will tell you what I mean by why do you want to do SEO. Like, for example, as I said, we don't look at SEO as a way to get us funds, but we are saying that SEO can be a good way to get found by collaborators, let's say, which is a very valid point. We all need collaborators. We all want to expand into new geographies, into new partnerships. We want to benefit, but we are not using SEO for that. We use SEO for the most difficult problem, and which needs a lot of personal connect. Yeah, so this is a question that needs to be sincerely answered, that why do we want to do SEO? So, and there are many possible answers for that. You want to be, like, for example, we had good SEO because of that Google approached us for a partnership, which served our purpose. Or we want to get found by musicians. Some of you might want to get found by teachers, let's say. So think in that point, what will make me valuable for teachers, and start talking about that. We'll come to all these finer aspects also, but these are very basic clarifications. Let what you want to say lead you to keywords, then letting keywords lead you to what you want to say. Yeah. So SEO is a very long term game. You will need probably 5-6 months to come up with a plan. Then you will need another 1-2 years to slowly implement it. After that, you will start getting some results. So whatever work you do with SEO, it has to be very long-term work. Like, if you have an immediate project, one-off project that you are doing for, let's say, 6 months, and you are not going to do it again, don't use SEO for it. SEO is not the right strategy for it. Yeah. So generally use SEO for very core things of your organization, very long-term things, like things which will be true for you even after 10 years. Okay. And as I said, try to identify, like, do you want to build a presence for your brand? Do you want to attract donors? You want to get found by collaborators? You want to get volunteers? Do you want thought leadership? Like, I'll give you a very practical example. Like, when we started Baithak, we got known in the education sector, but we were not known in the music community. And getting known in the music community is very important because that is where our input comes from, our resource comes from, our artists. So what we did is we said, okay, let's answer this one simple question. What do young musicians want? What do they need? And one thing we realized is that there is no open source repository of compositions, bandish, as we call, and it's not available anywhere. So we created a bandish bank on our website. And to give you an example, like let's say today, if I'm a young musician, I'm searching for bandish in rag bihag. You will get Baithak first on the top. Bandish in, let's say, rag Bageshri. You will get Baithak first. Bandish in rag Yaman. Now there are some AI searches and all, but again you get Baithak first. What we have done here is we have found out a very genuine need of our relevant audience. And that has given us brand presence. Now people know about us. Now musicians, even outside India, they know about Baithak because we have become a part of their learning journey. Does it bring us funding? It doesn't. Uh, does it bring us any collab? It doesn't. But it gives us a very high perception and value. You type and they come at the top. Yeah, and of course, some collaboration, some opportunities, it will always come. Thought leadership. These are very important things for any organization. And I think SEO will add a huge value here rather than getting direct funding. And since we are at this part of using SEO for raising funds, always remember that you would have read it, like there is a funnel always. Like when you reach, let's say, a lack of people, when a lack of people see your website in search result, when they find something, only 100 or 500 will actually click and come on your website. Out of those 500 people also, many of them will have different motives, right? Not all of them are donors. People search for education NGOs even for applying for a job, for instance. So that's why what I'm saying is that you have to identify what is the volume of people, and you will have fair idea how do people give, let's say, in your segment, what are the processes that they follow. Or then you can say it might work for my retail funding, small contributions, small donations, or if you have a small online product that you sell, you have a kit, a resource kit that you want to sell. To market that resource kit, you can use SEO, for instance, and then it will give you some results. Only point is that I'm making is identify good use cases for SEO. Then it will add tremendous value. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
There are a few questions from your previous part. I'm just going to ask a few, okay?
Please. Yeah.
Anirudh is asking, will another website or other websites supersede their visibility over mine if their content gets newly updated and is competing with my content? That's one question.
Yeah. So the thing is that newness of the content is not the only parameter. Rather, Google wants websites which are trusted over a period of time. Okay. But it also depends on what is the intent of the user. Okay. So if I want historic data, for instance, if I say ki trends in social media uh, consumption, let's say, then Google will try to identify what is the intent. Trend means it's a very time specific, and then it will automatically show the latest topics. But if you say thorough overview of something, then Google might look at what is the depth of the content, how many resources you have linked from your website, how many people have linked your website on their website. So just someone putting content at a later date will not necessarily mean they will outrank you. But many things, if it's a high authority website which also has good standing in that sector, they update high quality content which is very recent, then they are most likely to outrank, And that's why one simple SEO activity is, if let's say you have 20 blog posts on your website, what you do is you decide a date. Like for instance, we do it in sometime in November. In November, I will edit those posts a bit, and I will maybe add one contextual para, like a postscript. So this is 2024, and this is what has happened now. And you update it basically. And then Google will get that signal that this post has been recently updated. And that's how you also tackle these issues, that you keep updating your content periodically.
Got it. Great. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks.
Jyoti has asked two questions. Can you elaborate on the word robots, which you spoke about earlier? Sorry.
I think, Vaishali, I
Okay.
lost you. I got it till.
Sorry,
Can
my
you
internet is
explain?
really bad. Hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
Able to hear me?
It's breaking. Can you type in the chat? I can just maybe pick it from there, and I will start answering the first question.
Mandar, the questions are already there under Jyoti's name. You can notice.
Oh, got it. Yeah, perfect. So the first question, what are these robots? So see, there are hundreds and thousands and lakhs and crores of web pages and websites out there. No one is manually checking, oh yeah, this new NGO got registered. Okay, they created a website. Now they have only 2 pages. Next week they have 10 pages. No one is keeping a manual log. So what Google has done is they have their own robots which crawl through the websites. So they will come to one website, whatever are the links on that website, they will go to those websites, whatever are the links. So to give an example, let's say you created a new website and you put the link on a social media, for instance, or you do a paid ad campaign, let's say, or some other website lists your website saying this is a new organization. From there, Google's robots and crawlers will pick that website up and they will add it. You can manually also tell Google, though it is not required. There is something called as Google Search Console. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of it later. So then I will show it to you. And when you say focus on creating a good website, is there a particular structure which is to be followed? Yeah, I'll come to this part. I have listed all the factors at one place. So I'll come to it. Domain extension make any difference when it comes to nothing. Like it is only for your user to understand. Okay, when org means it's a organizational website, com is a commercial, .ngo. But from SEO point of view, it won't make much of a difference. How do we get direct traffic to website? Direct traffic to website basically means someone just types your name and come to your website. That is direct traffic. So, like for example, now we all know Atma. If we have to go to Atma's website, we'll just type Atma and in our browser, it will automatically come and we will go. Yeah. So that is the way to get direct traffic. But if you, by direct traffic, if you mean organic search traffic, for that, as I said, you will need good content, good quality of website and all of that. So we'll come to that part. I think we have touched upon good content, but we'll again go into details of it.
Thank you, Mandar, for checking the chat. I'm back.
Yeah. There is one more question from Jyoti, I think, that competitors' website and all of that. See, one thing which I feel, that when we are here in this field, we should look at everyone as a collaborator and not as a competitor also. You can learn from others. That is true. There is no frequency, but for that. It's a continuous process. You see, one has to be really passionate about this. This is like coding. Some people they start liking it and then they just keep doing it. So in same way, basically, you have to develop a little bit of interest and you will figure it out automatically. It doesn't need much time, like even an hour a month can gain you lots of insights. Okay, we should go ahead right now. We'll come to the questions.
What we can do is, everyone, you keep, we'll make sure that all your questions are being noted down. If anything happens beyond the webinar also, we will send out the answers in email, don't worry. But yeah, because I think Mandar has a lot of these things which may automatically address your questions. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So this covers what all you will need for good SEO. You will need a secure and accessible website. So have HTTPS SSL certification for your website, because that is a parameter. So have a SSL, have indexable website, have checked your page speeds, for instance. What are and I have some links of the tools where you can check the loading speed of your website. But your website should load very fast. It should be very light. Optimize all the images. Don't put heavy images on the website. Don't put those animations and bulky flash files. Nothing. Make it very simple and very light. Make it mobile friendly, because now more than 50% of people access all the websites through mobile, and I have seen this changing. Like 15 years back, 70% people were from desktops. Now it's primarily mobiles. Some things you cannot help. They get built over a period. Like, for example, how old is your domain? How well established is your domain's authority? Yeah, like for example, if I start Amazon like company, e-selling company, I won't get indexed at the level Amazon gets indexed, because Amazon already is there. They have thousands of users. Google has data about how users are, engaging, what is user experience, repeat users, and all such factors. So some things you have to build over the years, and that's why I say SEO is long-term game, and you have to start early. Like, uh, don't think like, when we need it, we will do it. Ensure basic things right from the beginning, and it will give you a lot of compounded benefit after a few years. Yeah. Then have good optimized content. Now, what does this mean? So one aspect is, of course, having those keywords on your page. Second is, those keywords should also come in your content naturally. Like, for example, if I'm writing about development of cognitive brain because of music practice, brain development, cognitive ability, this, that, music and cognitive ability, these words will come again and again. Not that I have to artificially put those words. So when I say you have to have optimized content, just remember that your content has to be highly researched, highly value adding, nicely written, broken down into nice small paragraphs. You use right words for that. Many times, multiple words are used for same thing. And we realized this when we did this Atma's logic model workshop. The theory of constraint and logic model is same. Now, if I have to do a SEO for my page, about my course on, let's say, theory of change, uh, how do I sell it? Do I sell it as theory of change, or do I sell it as a logic model or impact framework? So this clarity, and then reflecting that clarity in your copy of the content, that is important. Then this whole technical SEO, and it's simple to do. I saw a question about a Wix also in the chat. So I will show you how it is done, actually on a website. Uh, Fairly simple, nothing difficult, but you have to put that page title, page description, key phrases for that page. User experience is very important, and part of user experience gets covered in your page speed, your mobile friendliness, image optimizations, and all of that. You should have some links within your website, links from other websites to your websites also. Each of them serves a purpose. A link from other website is like a reference. Like, for example, all of you joined this webinar because it's being organized by Atma. Because Atma has built its own image in this field. In the same way, let's say Atma's website has also built that kind of image. And Atma's website links to my website on this webinar page. This webinar will be conducted by Mandar, who is co-founder of Baithak Foundation. Check more, www.baithak.org. That backlink will add a lot of value to my website's ranking also. And that's why getting coverage in newspaper is very important. Getting coverage in good magazines is important. Research forums is important. Discussion forums where people passionately talk about, and their Quora, for instance. If many people keep sharing links on your web pages to such forums, Google will immediately pick up, that this website has very, very good content, and other websites which have much higher authority, they are linking to this website. Don't buy. Many people ask this question. There are these SEO agencies, who will pay us 20,000 rupees and we will give you 100 backlinks. It's not going to work. Your money will be wasted. Okay. Then outbound links are also good from user point of view. They will add to user experience, because whatever you write, you take that data from a lot of sources, and search engines like it when you write verified content rather than just something. So if you have lots of references, and plus it will add value to people will also check more. And all of this is tracked, by the way. Like, when a user comes on your website, how much time they spend, do they click the links that you have given, all of this is logged in a way. Yeah. And internal links are also important from point of view of keeping an user engaged. Like, from back, and if I just spend 20 seconds on your website versus you show me relevant content. Okay, you read about this. These are related topics. I check that also. And I end up spending 5 minutes on your website. Google will make a note of that. If someone came and they spent 5 minutes, so definitely this website has a lot of good content. Social signals. You should share your content on social media. Others should share your content. People should interact, react, comment, like, share. All of this will get counted, in determining ranking of your website or any web page on your website. Yeah, and I think useful content, we already spoke about it. The content should be actually value adding content. Yeah. Now, this is very important topic which comes again and again. How do we find keywords? Which keywords we should write for? So I would say judge any. So one thing is, don't start with keywords. Start with what you want to write. So let's say you want to write about, and let's take the same example, that I want to talk about brain development of children due to music exposure. Now there are many keywords. There is just brain development. there is music and brain development, there is child's brain's development due to music. So there are so many layers. And if you see, for example, if I say I want to target brain development, that keyword will have very high volume, but relevance and intent will be very low. Because psychology students and psychiatry students will also be searching that. Some parents might also be searching that. People might be searching for jobs in the relevant fields. So that is not a good keyword, though it has very high volume. It will bring you a lot of traffic, but most of it will be irrelevant traffic. And that's why it's very important to answer this question: who are you writing this article for? Like when I say brain development of a child due to music, am I writing it for the parent of the child, or am I writing for educator, or am I writing for just establishing my authority in this field? Like we have done a lot of research, and so why are we writing? Based on that, then you can have a nice title, like 5 pointers every parent should know about how music impacts child's brain development. So you can get a very pointed title, and then Google will show it to highly relevant searches. And those people will have better intent of then either reaching out to you, that, or collaborators, partners, same way. But always answer these 4 questions: what is volume, what is competition? Because brain development will also have a lot of competition, because already so much is written, right from Harvard to John Hopkins, everyone would have written. So where am I going to rank? So try to find very nuanced keywords. Tools for teachers, for music integration, for child's development. Now this is very, very specific. You will get low traffic, but that traffic will have some value for you. Yeah, most of the times, even our SEO performance monitoring metrics are not right. We are always asked, how many visitors did we have? That's not an important question. The very important question is how many people called you, or how many people filled out your form and requested for an appointment, or for a collaboration, or a discussion, whatever. Yeah. See, each of this can become very complex. But what I want to do and suggest is that do it at very basic level. It doesn't matter. But do these things. That's it. And you will start seeing the results automatically. Yeah. So we spoke about content optimization. And none of the websites that we saw had all the tags. So this is a website of a company called HubSpot. So if you see, they have given the title HubSpot software tools resources for your business. And when you will Google HubSpot, this will appear. If you don't give this tag, understands. So putting these meta tags also very important from the point of view of how you want your page or a website to be displayed on Google search. Like for example, the click-through rate, which basically means that the number of times your page is displayed in Google search versus number of times someone clicks on it. They are very, very low, like 0.01%, 0.2%, 1% is very good. Your click rate will depend on these two things. How does your title appear and how does your description appear? And if they are not optimized, people won't feel like clicking. They will go to other website. And this is where, like, for instance, they have edited their description. They have said HubSpot CRM platform contains blah, blah, blah. And then it comes here as it is. So this also allows you the control of how you want your web pages to be displayed in Google search, because that will determine whether people click on it or not. So you should give a lot of thought to this as well. These are some very, very basic things that you can do. Like, for example, I wrote a blog, Kabir Doha on time management. So my title is Kabir Doha. So this is a plugin for WordPress called Yoast. I'll show this to you if we have time. You see, now this phrase will come again and again if we have time, if we have time. But so there is title, there is description, there is, and it will also tell you whether it's green means okay. If it's not green, it will tell you orange, red, whatever. Use lots of headings in your post because that will give additional context. So like you have a title tag for your page, you also have a heading tag on your page. So on your pages, you will have lots of sections. On homepage also, you will have lots of sections. Who we are, what we do, our believers, our impact. So for these sections also use H1 tag. H1 tag means it's a heading 1. It's most important heading after the title. H2 means it's second important heading after title and heading 1. And like that, you structure your page. And whatever is your keyword, ensure that it comes in the first paragraph of your post. Like for example, here, Kabir Doha on time management, it comes in title, it comes in description also, in like first line itself. And that's why if you Google, it will come on first, like it will come first. Because of, but many other reasons, I have written more than 100 articles on Kabir. So all of that has led to this article getting indexed at first position. It's not just this article. Yeah. I think given the time that we will have one quick round of questions, and then I
Yeah.
will actually show some tools, at the back end.
Yeah. Just a few, I think you answered many. I think about SEO settings on Wix. I think you answered that as well. If it is enough, is it, or are any supplementary tools required? And Dr. Ratna Kumar is also asking if Wix, WordPress, etc., do they give good SEO, and are there any SEO boosters that they give? That's one question that everyone has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so simple answer to this is that whatever is there available in your basic Wix, or like with WordPress, you have free plugins, like Yoast is a free plugin. That is more than enough. Don't waste your energy on getting more tools. As I said, there has to be meat on your website to chew, and that meat is content. So it will happen that you might have very strong SEO, someone will come, but they don't find the content and they will go back. And Google will immediately start recalibrating your rankings, saying, no, this content is not adding value. So that's why my suggestion is don't focus a lot on going beyond whatever is there in Wix, WordPress, or even Squarespace. If you whatever CMS you use, that's fine. Don't waste much of your time beyond that. Focus on content. That's it.
Yeah. And like you mentioned before, the user, right? Like what are their needs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, sorry, just to add, build a community of people. So, like, you sharing about your work is one thing, but if you do your website on and content with real love and affection, eventually you will build army of hundreds of people who will share your content. And that will help your SEO like nothing, like when you have so many people talking about you, sharing about you. So I would say that instead of putting your time and effort on tools, spend it on building good content and people and a community of people who engage with that good content.
That's absolutely right. Yes, Vikram. Vikram has a question. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. जैसे हमारे इसमें जैसे different tabs हमने लिखे होते home, about us and all blog, they should be complete also, ना? They also make a difference.
Yeah,
Or
so
are they
see,
separate pages?
they are all separate pages. So
And the
on
page,
any website, you have it structured in such a way that it has pages and it will have posts. So your blog, like at least WordPress and Wix will follow this classification, that you will have pages and you will have posts.
अच्छा
So what
एक
if,
हाँ
huh,
sorry please.
okay. So all the sections of your website, main sections should be designed as pages and sub pages. And your blog should go in your posts.
ओके अच्छा अब एक बार कई जगह ना मैंने वेबसाइट्स में देखी है उसमें ऑप्शंस होता है कि नीचे लाइव फीड आती रहती है जो आपने सोशल मीडिया में डाला है लेट्स से इंस्टाग्राम और
हाँ,
फेसबुक तो
yeah.
ये भी हमारे उसको एसईओ में इफेक्ट करता होगा बिकॉज कंटेंट तो रिफ्रेश हो रहा है कंटेंट किसी ना किसी तरीके से तो कंटेंट अपडेट हो ही रहा है ना
See, it gets treated differently. Like whenever you have embeds from other social media, it generally does not have any indexing value because Google also knows it's the content from other platform which is being indexed. Rather, it won't be counted as original content. Like if you create a page with just social media feed, let's say, Google will say this is all duplicate content. This is not original content. And that's why these feeds will have value only from engagement point of view and not from SEO point of view.
ओके अच्छा मैं ना आपकी साइट भी देख रहा था बैठक
हाँ,
वाली तो तभी मैं नोटिस किया लेट्स से देयर इज अ टैब कॉल्ड कॉन्टैक्ट
हाँ.
उसमें कुछ आता ही नहीं है क्लिक करने पर इज इट इंटेंशनल और इज इट सम फ्लॉ या मेरे उस पे है इफ यू ओपन योर वेबसाइट
Yeah, let me see. No, see, nothing is intentional. If it's not working, it's a
आई
no,
जस्ट वांट
it's
टू ठीक है आई
coming.
वांट टू
No,
गेन
no,
नॉलेज मुझे तो अभी पब्लिश करनी है अपनी
no, no,
वेबसाइट
no. It's working. I checked it just now.
कॉन्टैक्ट देखिए कॉन्टैक्ट
Yeah,
वाला कहीं
and anyway, that's not also very important.
या
But
कनेक्ट
see,
विद यू
contact page also, like since we are talking about it, from SEO point of view, it doesn't have any value.
ओके ओके
It yeah, it is basically to facilitate people reaching out to you quickly.
ठीक है गॉट इट सॉरी मेरे
Yeah.
उसमें अब आ रहा है बिट डाउन ठीक है गॉट इट थैंक यू
Thank you, Vikram. There is two more questions that has come in. Sanyog is asking, first of all, he's thanking you for the wonderful presentation. Do we have any tested AI tool for developing SEO content? And another question is Reddit a good space to identify suitable community of content consumers?
Right. So second question is easy. So I will say yes, Reddit is a very good place. It's a very passionate community of people, and you will find lot of good, even brand ambassadors at Reddit. If you have good content, there will be many people who will talk about you and share it passionately. First question is about AI tools. Now this is very interesting topic. That one thing is that like officially Google says that they don't discredit AI content. Like they won't say that this is AI generated content and that's why we won't rank this website properly. Okay, so that is one thing. Second, and which is more important point, is that AI cannot write very good content as of now. Whatever it will write, it will be actually picked up from somewhere else in a way. So you won't get unique content through AI. You will get some content through AI. So I will tell you when I will use AI, for instance. Like let's say I am starting or I am working for last 7, 8 years, 10 years, but I didn't build a website. I never thought I will need one. But now everywhere, I apply to grants, I go, people say website nahi hai, okay, I make a website. Then they say, no, your website is very basic. कुछ भी नहीं है वहाँ पे, content ही नहीं है, आप क्या करते हो? Then how do I create substantial volume of content? There you can use AI to do basic ideation of content. I won't recommend whatever AI has written, take it and use it as it is. But use AI for getting ideas around topics, use AI for getting spectrums of phrases, like how people call same thing differently, let's say, or perceive same thing differently. So I think that research AI can help you a lot, which will accelerate your content creation process. But don't just use AI generated content unless you want to just show volume of content on your website.
Manoj has also asked, apart from words, phrases, videos, or photos, I mean, do photos, do these also have value, videos or photos?
Yeah, see, videos will add value if they increase the engagement on your page. Like, for example, if on my homepage I put a very nice video of my work, which is, let's say, 1.5 minutes long, and people do watch it because it's very good video, then naturally my page time gets extended, which tells Google that this page has engaging content. And that's how it will help, not directly. That being said, but you can optimize, and rather you can put title to your images and videos also. So if I just put a website on my page, let's say if I put a impact circle, this is our impact, Google will not know what is in that image. So for every image also you have to put alternate text for that image. So which search engine will read, okay, this is what this image is about. Yeah, anything else, or should I give you a quick walkthrough of the tools that I spoke, and we will of course later be sharing the links to those
Yes,
tools.
yes. No, we can continue. We can continue on that.
Yeah, so I'll just share my website. Okay. So one thing that you should always do is you should have this tool called Google Analytics. It's a free platform. You just have to go to analytics.google.com. You have to generate a code for your website, and that code you will have to put on your pages, website ke pages, so that Google can track. Like, for example, this is for our website, let's say. So if I come to, so you can see very granular data. So there you can put a filter for it. This is for August, 1st August to 28th August. So we had around 4.1 thousand users. Usme ke 3.8 thousand were new users for our website. 43 seconds was the average time spent on our website. Now this is the power of SEO. You will see out of them, 3,230 came organically. We didn't do anything. This Bandish Bank, we created it 5 years ago. We have not done anything to it, but it's still bringing like around 3,000 people every month to our website. Yeah, and pages, like 4 sessions on our website from all parts of the world. These are those pages. You can study page by page also, which pages are doing good, which pages are not doing good, and all of that. It's an exhaustive platform, but what I will suggest is you can create a report template and list down 10 parameters, which you review every month. How many users we had, what was the average time on our website, how much was organic traffic, how much was social media traffic, for instance. uh, you can also highlight key pages. Donate us page pe kitne log gaye. You can have your own KPIs basically to judge. You can also see a breakup of where are they coming from, and for every page you can apply filter and you can see. Okay, so this is one tool. There are lots of help videos available for these tools. So you can, or just start using them. They're so easy to use. This is one. Second important is ads.google.com. में अगर आप account बनाते हो, you don't have to pay any money. They are saying me also, activate your account, but I haven't paid any money. It's just a free account. In tools, you will have keyword planner. सो यहाँ पे आप न्यू कीवर्ड आइडियाज डिस्कवर कर सकते हैं, और यू कैन गेट सर्च वॉल्यूम एंड फोरकास्ट फॉर सर्टन कीवर्ड्स. Okay, so we can try this out. So or you can even put a website. Okay, like this is a easy strategy. Like for example, if I take just this website and I can put it here. It's not taking. Okay. You will have to also add some keyword. So it will give you lots of suggestions: charitable giving, donations, not-for-profit services, politics, sexuality, genealogy, activism. You will have to choose what applies to you, not. Then corporate philanthropy, venture philanthropy, philanthropic organization list near me. What are average monthly searches? How many people search for these keywords? Are there any monthly changes, yearly changes? What is the competition to rank for these keywords? How easily can you rank? And if you want to do paid ad, how much you will have to pay for one click for that keyword? Yeah, so I would highly recommend, you can have a free account, type your relevant, you can add multiple keywords, comma dalke, you can put all of them. You can export all of this into an Excel, and then you can play with it, research, you can prioritize, you can find some good topics no one has written about, and then you can start writing about those topics. Yeah, so this is one tool, Google Ads. So we saw Google Analytics, Google Ads. Next tool is Google Search Console. This is also free tool. And once you create Google Analytics, it will automatically get linked in Google Search Console. You'll just have to log in Search Console. That's it. Now, this is a very, very important tool because it will also give you idea about your page का indexing हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. नहीं हो रहा है तो क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? And all of this. You might need some technical expertise and some help, to go through this, but at least you will know what to ask them for and where to monitor whether they are really working or not. Yeah, so यहाँ पे सब मिल सकता है कि which pages are then indexed. You can see their entire data. कब crawl हुआ था last time वो page. That is also there. And like that. You can have your page experience. So for example, it's saying that our website is not very good for mobile, it's poor and it's HTTPS is failing. Now we have HTTPS, but still it is failing. So probably so what you should do is, these are not very critical issues, but you can make a list of them. And once you have a sizable chunk, like once you have 10, 15 things to work on, then hire someone from Fiverr or some platform and get all of them sorted together. Then it becomes very cost effective and very focused also. You can inspect every URL on your website here. You can type and you can get insights about search results also. Which are this is my blog actually. So that's why you will get, this is not Baithak's website, but so these are all queries, this Kabir Doha Sukhiya Sab Sansar hai. So it gets showed 486 times, but only 33 times it gets clicked. Like that, you can check it for around 1,000 of pages. So total impressions were around 90,000 in last 3 months, but clicks were around 2.73 thousand. It's a good tool to analyze. Then there is another tool called Pingdom. Here you can check your website for speed and it will give you which factors are causing delay in your website. Since we are using this, why not here also? you can choose from where you want to test, which servers you want to test. So I'll loop, let's say Pacific. It's a free tool, and like you don't have to pay for a basic free scan. Yeah, so it's testing, and then it will give you all this image is heavy, try to optimize. Your JavaScript is not good. So page size is 13.2 MB, which is very high. Load time is 4 seconds. There are 82 script request and all of that. So performance overall is at 72. Now they are saying compress your components, use cookie-free domains. And these things now we cannot do anything. We need expert help for this. But you should keep a track of these things and you should know where you need improvement.
Awesome. I know we're at 4:30, but we'll just, if it's okay with you,
Yeah.
Mandar, and with everyone, we can hang around for maybe 5-10 minutes more if there are more
Absolutely.
questions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think everyone has taken a lot from today. I was taking notes as well. So thank you so much, Mandar. And I know you are so busy doing so many things and you've taken out time for this in between your travel. So thanks a lot once again. And everyone else, there is a feedback form in the chat box. Please do fill it out. There is a space for unanswered questions. And if you have any suggestions for next topic that we should take up. Yes, Mandar, there's like a lot of appreciations coming in. Please do read them. It's quite a hit session, I must say. If there are any more questions, please feel free to ask that. We are here. Mandar is here. So yes, please do that. And I hope I have covered all the questions. I'm just going through that list once more. So I will just check. I think everything has been covered. Yeah, I think there was one on driving traffic to website, but I think that's also been covered in the presentation itself. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, thank you, Pragya and people at SG people. Okay, there is one question from Jalogeshwar. Can you explain about keywords, like the usage of primary and secondary keywords and how to choose them? So you can go over that again.
Yeah. So see, the thing is that first try to identify what all are ways to describe what you are writing about and what are all ways people think about that topic. Like for example, let's take a very simple example of a car. So it's not just a car. You want to think of a petrol car or an electric car. Now you should have the clarity. What do I want to write about? Like petrol car or electric car? Because if you say electric car, the questions will be very different. From battery management system to charging, this, that safety, fire safety, this, that. If it's a petrol, then different. Then there will be petrol is also called gasoline fired. Or, electric vehicle is also called EV or e-car or e-vehicle, whatever. Now, how do we encompass all of this? So first thing is that you should have a map created visually in front of you. Okay, these are the ways in which people talk about this topic. And then you will have to say, okay, then at some places I will use this variation. At some places I will use these variations. You can even structure your sentences. Electric vehicles, commonly known as EVs, are becoming popular. So once you have that whole understanding of how that topic is understood, then it will reflect in your writing. Okay, so I will say don't select your primary, secondary keyword based on traffic numbers. After you do it, find out what is the traffic and competition. And then maybe choose a different variation if you see that has better traffic and lesser competition. But first you create a map in your head. And I give this example many times, when I was working with Forbes Marshall sells boilers. And we used to get around 70,000 people on our website searching for boilers. No one was buying. And when I joined, I changed a lot on our boiler page, and the traffic came down to like 400 from 70,000. And everyone was very upset that, such a high traffic and this, that, and you spoiled everything. And after 1 week, we got our first inquiry for a boiler. The point was, most of the people who were coming to our website, they were from European countries who were looking for boilers to heat their homes. And Forbes Marshall manufactured industrial boilers. So all of that traffic, those 70,000, very incredible good number, it was useless. So I changed it to industrial boilers, process boilers, coil and shell and tube type boiler, this boiler, that boiler, and then those people started landing on the page. If I had gone just by the traffic, I would have said, no, what I am at is best. I don't change it. But I thought beyond the traffic, and that's why we could do it. Yeah.
Great. That's a wonderful example. Yeah, I agree, Anirudh sir. That's quite incredible. Yeah, amazing. Anyone else with any other questions? And yeah, thank you, audience. Like always, you surprise me with all the questions you have. I don't think there was a minute of like silence, which is great. Great. If there are no more questions, we can end for today. Once again, thank you to everyone for joining and staying this long, and for Mandar for such a wonderful, insightful, and extremely useful session. And yes, see you all in September with a new topic and a new speaker. And yes, Anirudh sir, yes, you can stay in touch. I will be sharing Mandar's contact as well in your email along with the recording. So please do stay connected. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.